of objections in the world?
Yeah, that's present.
Kind of interesting, right? We're going to prove it after this contest. Okay? So if we don't prove that there's only about 6 types in the world, remind me, we need to prove that there's only 6 types. The way that we're going to get there is that as you're hearing people present, be thinking about what your customers usually say to you as an objection. It could be, hey, there's too many steps. Or the step process is too complex. The steps are too complex. It could be that CPS deals take too long. It could be something else. But you're going to write down in the dealer's words on these index cards your objection. Good with that? You're also going to write down your name. Now, part of the idea for this is that as we see these people competing in the contest, we're going to be thinking about what objections they might get. We're also going to hear some examples of objections, I guess. We're going to see some that will be handled well, and some that probably will be handled not so well. Sometimes that makes all the difference in the contest, right? Because the moment we start arguing with our client is the moment we start losing a client, right? Instead, we want to be building that willing cooperation. Don't worry, since there's only 6 types, and I know I haven't proven that to you yet, but we'll work on that. Since there's only 6 types you could ever hear, we're going to give you a process to handle all 6 that you'll remember forever. Have you ever seen the movie Kill Bill?
Yes.
What about Kill Bill Volume 2?
Yes.
What happens at the end of Kill Bill Volume 2?
Bill gets killed.
Bill does get killed, right? So that's good. As the title would imply, Bill gets killed. How does Bill get killed?
Five-finger gun.
The 5-point exploding heart palm technique, right? It goes boom, right? And then he walks how many steps?
5 steps.
He can walk up to 5 steps, but usually no more than 3. And what happens? He keels over and dies. I'm going to teach you the 5-point palm exploding heart technique of sales. Don't worry, no one will actually be injured with the use of this technique, but it is the deadliest technique in all of selling. And that is the objection handling technique that we're going to learn after we see these amazing people present. Sound good?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's welcome up Michael and his team. Let's give them a huge round of applause. Okay, so they're going to take the middle of the room. We're going to have 3 people, which should be Michael and Aaron and the coach. Who was the coach?
We have Dave.
Let's have Dave come up. Let's head up there, Dave. Let's give him another great big round of applause. So Michael, paint a picture for us. Who are you going to be calling and who are you going to get through to?
I'm going to be calling Steve Applebaum.
Okay.
He's the finance director at Charleston Nissan. He's a middle-aged man. He seems kind of busy, but if you make an appointment with him, he seems like he'd be ready to get some information from you and open to you.
So Steve was the finance manager, right?
He's the finance director.
Finance director.
Middle
If you
East.
had to guess, what's his emotional reason for buying?
I think he likes the security, and
What do you mean by the security?
I think he likes, just based off his tone and stuff, he seems real calm. He likes things to go smooth sailing.
Ah, nice. So he wants it to be smooth sailing. He wants for his clients to have an easy time. He wants for his business to have an easy time, for the deals to get done. Yeah? Okay. So when you're ready, go ahead and turn back to back. Coach, you got it from here.
Oh, at this dealership, there's also a minor gatekeeper. She's always like, yes, ask questions here and there. So.
Coach him away.
Ring, 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 ring.
Charleston Nissan.
Hello, ma'am. May I speak with Steve Applebaum, please?
Steve, let me see if he's busy. What's this in reference to?
Oh, this is in reference to some correspondence Steve and I had.
Okay, perfect. And what's your name?
My name is Michael, CPS, ma'am.
Okay, Mike, please hold.
This is Steve. Hey, Steve, this is Michael here with CPS. I'm following up with our appointment that we had scheduled on Friday. How you doing today?
Pretty good, Mike, pretty good. I'm a little busy, but I do recall the appointment we had.
Hey, Steve, I anticipated you being a little busy. That's why I'm cutting this 10-minute brief to 5 minutes. Do you mind if we go over some brief ideas?
Sure. I made the appointment, so let's do it.
Perfect, I appreciate it. Well, the reason for the appointment is I want to ask you a few questions. I noticed that you guys are doing business with some of our direct competitors, you know, Santander, Sierra, and Exeter. And although they're great competitors and great subprime lending institutions, CPS has been able to boost profitability by up to 17% by using our BK programs and our 9 improvement programs. Do you mind if I ask you a few questions and see if I can do the same for you, Steve?
Sure. You guys do BKs?
We do BKs. Let me ask you, what do you like about your guys' subprime lenders? What's something you like about them?
Just the ability to get deals funded.
Get deals funded, that's definitely
Yep.
important, I can agree with that. And what would you change about your current providers?
Some of their fees are a bit high.
Some of their fees are a bit high?
Yes.
Okay, and what's stopping you today from adding a subprime lender to your arsenal?
Nothing necessarily. I just want to have more value for my customers.
More value for your customers? Okay, I get that. And lastly, if CPS was able to boost your profitability by 17%, what would you do with that extra income?
I put a pool at my house.
Pool at the house? Man, that sounds real nice. That sounds real nice. I can't disagree with that, Steve. Hey Steve, after the information that I gathered with you today, CPS would be an ideal way to go with your subprime. You know, we've been in business since 1991, and we have no FICO requirement. We have a BK program like you brought up that's excellent and can't be compared. Having said that, I have a quick story. You got a minute? I'm down to a minute.
Sure.
Okay. I have a friend over there in Pennsylvania. His name's Stuart Olson, and he started doing 2 to 5 deals a month. He was really resistant to signing up with us. Now he's doing 10 to 15 deals a month using our subprime and 9 improvement programs.
10 to 15?
10 to 15, and needless to say, he's actually excited about CPS, and he's super glad he signed up with us. Having said that, is this something that you're looking for? Is this something that you would bring to your owner and possibly get signed up with us?
Definitely. How is he doing 10 to 15 a month? All bankruptcies?
Not all bankruptcies. We have a wide spectrum of FICO with our programs. It's something that I'm super excited to show you. What I want to do is I want to send you an email. It's going to have the dealer agreement. It's going to have all my contact information, and we'll also have some new information to show your owner so we can go ahead and move forward from this. Sound good?
Sounds good.
Perfect. I'll follow up with you on Tuesday. How'd that sound?
Please do.
Sounds good. What's a good, Steve, what's a good time for you?
10:38 in the morning.
10:38 it is. I'll give you a call then. Thanks a lot, Steve.
Let's give him a huge round. So for these three guys, what are 3 things that we saw that we really liked about the way they presented?
The conversation went really smooth.
So go for it. What was yours?
The conversation went really smooth.
It did go very smoothly. What made it go smoothly?
Michael's questions.
So Michael's questions, and I think we also had a good partner here who was playing the role best he could.
Well, you said-
So keeping it going. What's another one?
I didn't hear any objections.
No objections came up.
He's laid out.
Because turn up the heat. Okay, fair enough. We'll turn up the heat later. Go for it, Alex. What's something else you
I
like?
really like I anticipated you're going to be busy, so I cut my 10-minute to a 5-minute presentation.
That was masterful, wasn't it? I thought that was really impressive. Hey, I anticipated you were going to be busy, so I cut my 10-minute presentation down to 5.
It was still 10 minutes though.
People. It would always be better. What's one thing you would give to this group? Like, what one thing we tend to agree on? What's one thing we could give to this group to make it even better?
Than worse.
Go for it.
He kept asking if he had time, but he already had his attention.
Okay. So maybe once we have the time, once we have their attention, just stay
Don't waste
confident
it.
throughout and
Waste
listen,
his time by
right?
asking for.
So nice bit of coaching. I think that's something we can all accept. What about you, Coach? What's your piece of advice to them?
Well, I liked the story about the other people and getting
That
people
was
here.
good.
Nice use of evidence, right? He had a friend in Pennsylvania. Now, if it's not a true story, and I'm not saying it's not, but if it happens to not be a true story, can we tell it on a real call?
No.
Try.
Yeah, a story that's not true on a real call.
No, make it true.
Okay, no. So, seriously, because what can happen is that our bluff can get called. A lot of times people know when we're telling the truth and when we're not. So how can we get lots of those true stories? We just ask, right? And so that's what I'm assuming that Michael has done. He's asked a few of his existing customers or other people's existing customers to tell us success stories, and that's where we build them in. Let's give him another great big round of applause. So way to lead it off, Michael. Thank you so much for doing that. And I think next it says, Danny. Let's welcome up Danny and his team. So, Danny, go ahead and introduce us to the customer. Who's it going to be?
Well, I was actually, during our role play, I was calling on Corey's customer.
Okay.
So, Corey, can you enlighten us? Who's your guy?
Name's Marquis from Restero Honda. Started off with bad blood before I inherited the dealer,
Nice.
so I had to fix that relationship.
Okay, so we're going to see a relationship get repaired. And is it, Corey, are you going to be making the call, or is Danny going to be making
I'm going to be making the call.
Okay, awesome. And Coach, you got any final words of wisdom for your team before they go?
They're actually really good at what's going on here. Corey's got pretty good at the rejections, and he slams every single thing that we're learning here real quick.
Coach, take it away when you're ready.
Go ahead.
Ring, ring. Ring, ring.
Restero Honda, Marquis.
Hey, Marquis. Danny Kendrick calling from CPS Auto Finance. How you doing, man?
Good, Danny, how are you?
Fantastic. Hey, I was just following up in regards to our conversation we had last week, and just trying to see where you're at, man. I know we had previously discussed that the relationship had deteriorated with CPS, and you guys should stop sending deals. Why is that?
Well, we had a little incident go down in funding, and ever since then, I got the okay to stop doing deals with you guys.
Gotcha. Now, what exactly happened in funding? Were you just kept out of the loop, or?
It was a return, it wasn't one of my deals. I just got pushed into it, and I don't like return deals.
Okay, all right. Well, like I had said in our last conversation, I'm actually your account manager, and I'm just letting you know that that's what I'm actually here for, and I apologize that something went awry along the ways. I just want you to understand that in the event that a deal comes in-house, I'll be here to work with you on the deal. Even if it's something that's working the structure, working a book out, or sending in for POI for me to look at.
I appreciate that. So you're the one I can call when things get a little messy?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I also have a whole team of buyers and underwriters as well that'll be working on the deal.
I see that you did your homework, found out who my executive director was, and asked my other stores about me, and found out indeed I do all the subprime deals in the group.
And that's wonderful to hear. I'm just asking for an opportunity to be a player in the game.
So
Not asking for any guarantees or commitments.
So now you know that I'm the biggest subprime in Restero.
That's right. And what other lenders are you currently using?
Santander, you pointed that out last week. You found out I was doing 40 deals a month with them.
Oh, wonderful. Well, I don't know if you're aware or not, but I'm one of the few lenders in the game, if not the only one, that can actually go negative on fees and actually pay you to take a deal off your hands. How's that sound?
Oh, I love it. I just talked to Lamont about it. Lamont said you guys had a 2-hour funder. How's that to my return?
It was wonderful, man. Like I said, I mean, as long as you get everything, in the order it needs to be and send the appropriate steps for the deals, we can actually do same-day fundings, if not the next day.
I dig it. Is there any way I can get a hold of my funder where they can call me back, or I can get a hold of them?
As far as?
Building a relationship with my funder.
Absolutely, absolutely, and we can definitely work that out. And I'll definitely put you in the right direction of the people that you need to work with going forward.
All right, so you're going to be my middleman?
Correct.
Sounds good to me.
All right, well, like I said, I look forward to seeing some apps in the near future and continuing doing business in 2017.
All right, let's make some more money, man.
You got it. All right.
Let's give him a huge round of applause. 3 things we loved about this group. Go for it.
Crickets.
Sounded like a dealer.
Sorry?
He sounded like a dealer.
What made him sound like a dealer?
He just using the right language, kind of the right attitude, brisk, abrupt, bragging.
So way to play the role of Corey. I don't think that's him personally. I think that he was playing the role nicely done, so he gave a good look to Danny. What's something else? Go for it,
He
Fonz.
was passive but confident.
What do you mean by that?
He was listening and he was acquiring the information, but when he was speaking with confidence.
Yeah, isn't that interesting? Like he's not attacking and he's not running away. Right? He's just playing it down the middle. Right? Like it's like kind of not being aggressive and not being passive, being like assertive. Right? And friendly at the same time. Good. Okay,
Well, like
always
how
one.
he didn't dwell on when he started talking about his deal was returned, and he just kind of, instead of, well, what happened? He went to a solution, like I'm your solution.
Nice.
Kind of.
So why did you like that?
Well, he got him moving in another direction. He didn't dwell on the past and what had happened. He got him moving to, well, I'm your solution, I'm going to be your middleman, I'm going to help you along the way, which maybe he didn't get previously.
Yeah, this is a really interesting one, right? So sometimes we want to dig in to kind of understand that situation, that negative situation. Sometimes we don't. And we have to use our intuition to tell us. How many of you have ever been to a bar and you hear somebody down the aisle on the bar and they're just complaining about everything that's wrong in their life? You know, it's like, oh man, I just took away my car, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, right? It's, guys, it's a negative game, right? It's a game with no winner. And sometimes we all get into it, we call it like a pity party, right? Sometimes it can be healthy for a couple of minutes to kind of get some of that stuff off our chest, but we don't want to get into a big, deep pity party with the customer. Let's understand what the situation is, understand what happened, offer them a solution, and move things forward. We have to use our own intuition, our spidey sense to do that masterfully. I thought it was very well done here. What's one piece of advice that we want to give this group? One suggestion from anyone in the group? You better go for it, Corey.
I think they did a really great job, and like Alfonso said, he was really confident in his tone. But as far as the return goes, since the return did kill the relationship, in the past he should have kind of dug into it so that same situation doesn't happen again, because what if that return was because of a 1099 employee or fake POI, you don't want that to happen again.
So it could have been a learning opportunity. So maybe that's the way to go, right? So kind of almost being clinical about it, right? So when we get into that pity party, kind of going a little bit clinical, understanding what's going on and showing them how we can solve the problem going forward, then moving forward just as Sue said. So that's a great point. So maybe a question or two more would have gotten us there. Coach, what did you think? What's the one piece of advice you're going to give your team going forward?
I think Corey's right about, digging into that return and trying to figure out what's going on there, and then reassuring him that it's never going to happen again because you're the man.
Let's give this group a great big round of applause. Okay, so up next is Las Vegas. So Vegas, go ahead and stand up. Give us an introduction. Who's going to be the coach? Who's going to be selling? And who are we going to be selling to?
Okay, so I'm selling. And
Okay, awesome. Please keep up that nice loud voice. Maybe come a little closer to the microphone if you could.
Okay. Well, why is there the microphone?
Who's going to be buying?
Ready?
Who's the buyer?
He's a buyer. He's Weldon Man. He's a GM at Ronaldo Kia. We have a compliance issue. I'm trying to get him back on board.
What do we know about him? Anything other than what you just said?
Yeah, he's extremely busy. He's in charge of all of the Kia Ronaldo, or all of the Ronaldo dealerships, and he's just very professional.
Awesome. And who's our coach? Are you the coach? Okay, so take it away when you're ready, Coach.
Coach, go ahead. Okay. Ring, ring.
ABC dealership. How can I help you?
Yes, can I speak with Weldon Man? I'm following up on an email I sent him. He's expecting my call.
Sure, hold on.
I'll hold, thank you.
Hey, Weldon.
Hey, Weldon, it's Heidi at CPS. How's it going today?
Great, how are you?
Great, I know you're really busy. I was just following back up on the email. Wanted to see if we can go ahead and get that buyback taken care of. We're coming right into tax season. Did you get a chance to look over that?
Actually, I did have a chance to look at it. I had a few questions. As far as the process for the buyback, how long does that normally take with you guys?
Well, we can get that handled right away. You just have to shoot me the email. We'll go ahead and get that done and just undo this whole process and start funding some deals together. It's been a while since you clicked over. Who have you been using for your subprime?
A few folks, but again, that time period. Can I get an approximate time on when this is going to happen?
You know what? As soon as we get off this call, I'll call the compliance department and I'll be back to you this afternoon with the time frame for you.
Okay.
So, so I just wanted to see what have you been doing, because it's been several months, and I want to see how it's going, who you've been using for your subprime lately.
Well, we use a few. We have a few banks, Westlake, Exeter, Santander. So it all depends on who fits who.
Have you had a few